First of all, I want to thank David, who has organized all this event. It's really amazing, and we are very glad to be here today. So thank you. My name is Jiménez. He is Antonio Pascual, and we work as a consultant in Accenture Liquid Studio for SAP Leonardo team. It's a very long name for the team, but really show what we are doing there. Because we always say that we are liquid. We need to work with different technologies, with different clients, with different scenarios, proof of concept, proof of values, pilots, I don't know, different things. So we need to be really, really liquid. And we work with SAP Leonardo technology, so well, the name is absolutely correct here. Well, for this session, about, I don't know, 25 minutes, 20 minutes, we are trying to show you a little bit more about the SAP IoT Gateway Edge, what it looks like, and the way to connect with the IoT services. It's really, really simple, okay? We are trying to do a live demo. This is a live demo session itself, okay? Well, only to give you I don't know, a context about the IoT scenarios. I know that all of you, I think, has attended to the tickets this week. So these slides you know perfectly. But well, in IoT scenarios, we have two different parts: the physical world and the digital world. You need to connect the physical devices with the digital part. You send the data to the cloud, you send the data to the other storage to manage this data in other different worlds. So you need to have the tools enough to do a lot of things in the real world and do a lot of things in the digital world. It is very important to take this decision, to make this decision in the correct way, you know? Well, only to explain you a little bit more, is the left part is the physical part, is the edge computing, the sensor, the IoT gateway edge. This element is a software element that gets the data from the sensor and send it to the cloud, okay? And in the right part, you have three boxes: technical services, data management, and business services. In fact, we only have two parts in SAP Leonardo, in SAP Leonardo, that is IoT 4.0 service and application enablement service. So the technical service is the IoT 4.0 service. Is the technical service to modelize your data, your messages, your devices, and your sensors. Okay? And when you have all the data in the cloud, you through this data to the application enablement to model this data, to do things, and to put this data to the clients, okay, to your users. Okay? In the top of this part, you can see the vertical solution that SAP gives us, and in the top of that, the IoT Bridge, that is the platform that you can deploy and develop and deploy your applications. Okay? We want to be focused on the edge part, on the physical part, and in this part we have two different components: the IoT gateway and the edge services. Okay, if you want to move your data from the devices to the cloud, you only need the IoT gateway. The SAP Gateway Edge is a prepackaged component that SAP gives us, and you don't need to develop anything. You only need to connect, configure this element, this software element, and send the data to the cloud. But you can deploy, build your own IoT gateway if you want, with Python, with Java, whatever you want. But in the real world, you need to have more power. Okay? You have to go to scenarios very, very complex. So you need to have service in the top of this element. Okay? These services are the policy service. This policy service is a service that runs in the cloud and manage all the other services. You can deploy the other services in the cloud, in the gateways, from the cloud. Okay, this is really cool. The business essential functions provide a business context. You can have in the edge part a business rule from the back end. Okay, this is really cool as well. The streaming service is a data streaming real-time business logic. You can add business logic to your data in the edge. And the persistent service. If you have, I don't know, a lot of data, you don't want to push all the data to the cloud, you can manage with this service, okay, without any code. And I think in the future, in the next year, it's planned 2 more services, machine learning and predictive service and analytics service, okay.
Okay. Before starting with the demo, I would like to highlight the main steps that I'm going to replicate in real time, at least the most important ones. Okay. First of all, when the gateway is running, we are going to create a device model. Okay, in the IoT 4.0 code kit. This means that we are going basically to create a list of properties. We are going to refer them as a capability. And we are going to link this capability to a sensor type, okay? From a development point of view, this is quite similar to create a class. Okay? A class, not an instance of a class. When we have the model, capability, and the sensor type properly development, we can create the instance of this sensor type. We are going to refer to them as a sensor. It can be, for example, a temperature sensor. And we are going to link it to a device. Device is fairly near to a real device, as we can see, as we are going to see in a few minutes. Okay. So the gateway that is deployed in local is going to send the data to the cloud by using this device model. This is the first service that we are going to see, called IoT Code Kit. We can work only with this service, because we have the possibility of getting and managing the data coming from the gateway by APIs. Okay, but we are going to give one more step. We are going to show you how to use the other service called IoT Theme Modeler. What we are going to do here is link the previously device model created to the more realistic one. Okay, the main advantage of this theme model is that we are going to be able to create a SAP Wi-Fi application just with a few clicks, as we will see right now. This is a simplification of what we are going to see. Just to highlight that, we have created some list of properties in the IoT cockpit, and we are going to replicate the same, okay, in the theme model. This is, under my point of view, the main disadvantage of this application. Okay, we are going to do the same steps twice. Okay. Once we have the theme created, we are going to be able to go to the web ID and create an IoT application with a few clicks. This is a real use case that we have in our office, which I think reflects very well why this is useful in an industry. Okay, let's imagine, for example, a pump. Okay, this can be a pump or other physical device, which is going to send through the edge computing some properties. For example, temperature, humidity, light intensity, or undesirable movements due to, for example, the pump is going to be broken. Okay, so I can detect in real time, let's say in real time, I can detect that something is going wrong in this machine. Okay, we are going to use, in this example, the MQTT protocol. We are going to send this data through the edge, and the edge is going to push this data to the cloud environment, to the SAP Cloud Platform. Okay? Through the first services that I explained, the IoT Service 4.0, okay? And we are going to give another step to create the theme model. As I said before, we could be able to stop here, just use one service, because we have the possibility to get the data sent by the edge by an API. Okay, so I can create from zero a custom application by using these APIs, just to not use, for example, these other services. Okay, so there's a possibility to read directly the data injected in the cloud by a custom application. Okay, I will come back to these slides just to reflect when we are going to make the steps, just to show you where we are, okay, when in the real demo. Yeah. So I think it's good time, since most of you has been in the TechEd. I think some of this can be familiar for you. So I think it's a good time for starting the real demo. Okay?
Yeah. Well, to install the IoT Gateway Edge, you only need to configure a folder, the XML files. So what you need to do is download from the marketplace the version that you want. Maybe we can share here the screen. Is it not there? Okay. So here we have the zip that we download. We only unzip this part and unzip the gateway. Okay. We have all the information that we receive when we unzip the gateway, with all the adapters that we have available to connect the protocols with the sensors. Okay. We have MQTT, file, co-op, and so on. Okay. And if I go to this folder, this is 18. It is so long. Okay, and I go that folder as well. Okay, here we have the gateway, the build. Okay, so now we are build our gateway. All right, let me. Yeah. All right, we can find it. But well, in this place, you can configure the XML file. Only put the endpoint to connect with the IoT service, and when do that, we can connect our device here. This is a device with a lot of sensors, and we send this information to the computer, to the IoT Gateway Edge. Okay. To be simple, okay, we deploy the Gateway Edge knowing my computer. Here we get a Raspberry Pi, and we deploy the IoT Gateway Edge in this Raspberry Pi. So what we need to do is send the information of these sensors to this Raspberry Pi. Okay. So let me check. Here's the connection. I go to connect with the Raspberry Pi. Okay. Okay, this is the terminal of my Raspberry Pi. Let me check. Get. Okay, and we need to gateway. Okay. Now the gateway is upload. Okay. ¿Puedes mostrar tú lo que estás haciendo mientras?
Sí.
Meanwhile, it's, I don't know, a couple of minutes to update the gateway edge. So Antonio can show you the IoT service.
Okay. With respect to this picture, what we are doing right now, okay, is creating a gateway which is going to link the physical device and the properties to the SAP Cloud Leonardo. Okay? So if we go, let's see how it's powered. Okay. If we go to the first services, this is the IoT 4.0. Let me log in again. Okay, you can see the list of the gateways no, this is not. Okay, I have to take the, no.
No, el otro.
Still not. Okay, yeah, no.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, you can see in the IoT cockpit service how the gateway that we are currently getting up is still offline. Okay? Once the Python code is already completed, we can see how we are able to receive signals through this gateway. Okay? With respect to the rest of the model device shown here, we need to create, first of all, a list of the properties that we are going to read from the device. Okay? In order to fit time to the slot, we have created it this morning. Okay? In this case, we are going to read, for example, the temperature, the object temperature, some other parameters that indicate the movements in the three axes. We are going to receive also the humidity, and the light intensity as well. Okay, so what I have created here is just a capability that is a list of the properties that we are going to read. Okay? Once the capability is created, next step is create a sensor type. This step has been also created this morning. Okay, and you can see how this sensor type is going to list the capabilities created before. Okay. Let's refresh just to see if the gateway is online. Okay, you can see the Python code has been completed. The gateway is now ready to receive signals. Okay.
So now we manage the data from these sensors with an application, a standard application that you can download for the desktop, for the marketplace. Okay. So we can see here all the data from the sensors. What we are doing now is to send this data from the Raspberry Pi to the IoT gateway edge. But if I send the data to the IoT gateway edge, the gateway edge sends this data to the cloud. And we don't have the possibility to send this data with the message type that I want to have. So in this, so to do this, we need to add an additional Python programs to parse the message type from this device to the correct one. Okay. So what I want to do is connect again with, can you share the screen again? Okay. Here in this terminal, we have the edge running. And in this terminal, I want to connect again with my Raspberry and run the Python, okay? So, okay, let me check again. I go to the pump, MQT, script, and I go to run Python. Pump MQT.
DH.
Where?
Python, in Python.
Mm-hmm. This is correct, I think. No? Python 3. I can't get. Where is it? Ah. Let me correct that way. Python. Whoa. Well, the Python code is waiting for the sensors, okay? So now I want to send the information. Now here in the left, the Python code is parse this information and send it to the IoT, okay? IoT service.
Okay, now we can see that automatically, okay, a new device has been created, okay, in order to get the information from the device. We can see the information that we are retrieving, okay, in graphical or as a table. For example, this is more or less in real time, okay? So we have only created the capability and the sensor type, and directly from the gateway, we can create the sensors. Okay, so as I said before, we can stop here and get this data with the standard APIs in order to create, for example, a SAP Wi-Fi application or send the data to another place. But we are going to give other step in order to show you how to use the services called the theme modeler. Okay, this is going to help us to create the application. Okay, let's go to the theme modeler. This is typical SAP Wi-Fi look and feel application, a master and detail one. And here we are going to more or less replicate the device model created in the previous service. Okay? In order to fit to the slot, we have created the device type with the list of the properties that we are going to read. Okay? This must be the same as in the device model. So what we are going to do now is create the thing. The thing. I'm going to create an instance of the device type, the thing type, sorry. Okay, so let's plus. We will give it a name. Which people are able to see this data, which is the thing type. And at this point is where I'm going to link both services. Okay, I'm going to make this link. The device, sorry, the sensor with the thing. Okay? At this point is where both services are going to be linked. Okay, the sensor has a unique ID, 374. everything is green. Okay, so I save. The thing has been created. We can give it GPS coordinates. You will see why. Okay, let's save. And now we can see the same values in these services. So I have the data coming from the device, not only in the IoT cockpit, but also in the theme modeler. Okay, they're currently linked. Now, last step that I want to show you is how easy it is to create a SAP Wi-Fi application reading this data by using the theme modeler. Okay. So I go to the WebE, the full stack, to create the application. I go to the service. Okay, first thing is to ensure that we have the application enablement activated, as is the case. And now I'm going to create a project for template. I'm going to use the template, the standard template IoT application. Name for the app. Same for namespace, for simplicity. We can have more than one sources. I choose the appropriate one. I say which theme type is going to show, in this case that created for this demo. I choose which will be the first page, and just with the press next, 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 finish, I can see that SAP Wi-Fi application has been created, ready for the theme designer. I can directly execute it. Okay, I can put it in a gateway, in a launchpad as well. Okay, running. We can see how the theme appears in the master part of this Wi-Fi application. I press it. I navigate to the GPS localization, and I can see as well the data. Let's see, for example, the light intensity that is coming directly from the device. Okay, this is a SAP Wi-Fi application that's having done in less than 5 minutes. The hard work here, I think, is creating the device model and the theme model. But in any case, from my development point of view, is quite easy. Of course, I can take this application and make some customization, okay? But it's really easy to have, in a simple page, all of the things listed, and with one click, I can navigate to see which is the status. I can create warnings, error message, or things like that, to directly can see here in the SAP Wi-Fi application. And that's all we would like to see. Okay, this is quite simple, of course, but we think it would be good to create a more practical than theoretical demo.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So, thanks a lot. Now it's lunch break.